Good early morning, everybody. It's Lorraine Alternative Homesteading. And yes, I should be in bed already. But you know what happens when you're in the middle of doing something? The criminals are control freaks, and they use radio frequencies to knock you out while you're just sitting here. And I have Zoomy here next to me. And as I'm reading some emails and checking into some of the comments that were actually held for review, I haven't checked that section for a while, so I did approve most of the comments that came through. The way I have it set up on YouTube is that anybody that posts a link, a URL in a comment section, it automatically is held for review because I don't know what you're posting. Sometimes people want to redirect away from my channel to somebody else's channel, etc. So those comments are held for review. Let's see. Somebody's posted a comment that I did not allow through. I looked at the URL, and to me it's unacceptable, so I'm not going to post it. But thank you for sharing the fact that the cyber stalker Gorilla Boy has a defamatory video that he created about Mikayla. I disagreed with everything he said because he's a psychopath, narcissist who despises women anyway. So anyway, we'll leave it at that. Now, I received a comment from a subscriber. I'm going to read it, and this is again with regard to Mikayla Rains, Save a Fox. May she rest in peace. All she did was love animals, and I'm not going to listen to what other people are claiming she did or didn't do. Now, what's more concerning is her method of passing and the possibility of her husband maybe being a handler. So the comment is, internet cyber crime solvers. Let's say it's true. Mikayla was found unresponsive. Pause her story there. Let me say, that tall, sexy, beautiful girl had plenty of options. Her true beauty emanated from inside, and you could see it flow from her fox's eyes, which is absolutely true. Her foxes adored her. Tell me, had she ever attempted or talked about suicide? Is there anything to corroborate her actions, a text or a note? And I'm going to add, even her husband said that she would be writing notes for him, to-do lists every day. You mean to tell me she didn't leave a to-do list after they claimed to have she took her life? She wouldn't have left a note a mile long? Let's just say her husband found her in the morning. So he's saying they don't sleep together? Maybe he's in the doghouse sleeping on the couch, or spending the night over his girlfriend's place, or simply works the night shift at the mill. Taking it all in, defining silence, suppressed factual evidence of not knowing. Who's her content creator? Her husband? Could there have been a misappropriation of donations, like given to his sister? Maybe Mikayla threatened to spill the beans on their little operational scam. Mikayla woke up one morning and said, F this crap, I married a dud, and I'm nothing but his family's mule. Then she got heavily gaslit by them, and guilt-laden by that jerk face she married. Drove Mikayla Rains over the edge. Then she was poisoned while he was away. So not too suspicious as being Mikayla's #1 deleting suspect. Only speculating. It makes more sense than jack shit that we're being told. So my response to the subscriber is as follows. It's quite possible. I saw a video recently of her husband barging into the bathroom with his video camera rolling. He tells the camera first that Mikayla has been in the bathroom for a while. What's she doing in there? He opens the door. The camera is rolling, and her head is wrapped in hair dye, doing female things, caring for herself. To me, this is unacceptable that he posted it online. This is overstepping boundaries. And as a Pisces, Mikayla didn't say anything, yet felt so violated. It was odd that his sister immediately posted 2 GoFundMes. One for funeral expenses, and the other one for Freya, the daughter. Nothing about care for the foxes. Mikayla did not have a funeral. The service we saw online was paid for by her mother. And from what I understand, she was cremated, and her ashes were thrown on the property. So that really wasn't a funeral. And her family, Mikayla's actual family, her mother, her cousin, pastor, etc., her family spoke about how wonderful she was. It was genuinely heartfelt and emotional. Her husband was a dud, as you said. And what was the cause of death? Why didn't he mention it? He was so disrespectful, telling the world of her quote-unquote mental illnesses, when her family only mentioned that she was born loving animals and wanted to save them all. Could the husband have been her handler? I thought of this since he was first a volunteer for her rescue. It's certainly a possibility, one that I've considered. We'll see what's going to happen. We'll see what he's going to be posting. I saw that the Fox Den Cam has been aired, so that's been kept running. As I mentioned in a previous video, when I attended her celebration of life ceremony, there were people donating thousands of dollars through super chats. And then the last time I saw those 2 GoFundMes were in the several thousands of dollars. So anyway, this is a comment that a subscriber has been trying to post. I actually reposted it on his behalf, but I'm going to read it. He said, I keep trying to post this comment to your latest video, but the cowardice powers to be keep blocking it. You can post it for me somehow? I did. I posted it. And that was the video that was a short video that I posted about what they're doing to my grass. He said, that is 100% glyphosate. I'm glad I could bring that to your attention. To destroy my yard, they're willing to drop the poison on my neighbors' yards also. And I'm just going to make a comment here. They drop all of that stuff on my property, but we get torrential rains here. Soaking wet rains. My property's on an incline, so it all travels down to the county creek. It doesn't stay in the county creek. It travels all the way down the road, going into everybody else's property. So you're absolutely correct. Whatever is dropped on my property, of course it is on my property, but it doesn't stay here because we get such soaking, heavy rains that it's got to be carried down to everybody else's property. And of course, it can't only be isolated to my property. Between winds and rain and animals tracking it around. So absolutely, I absolutely agree with you. They use drones or propeller planes, so their aims either are off at times or the winds push their poisons. Absolutely. They are cowards who hide behind a badge, firefighters, hospital personnel, or criminals that turn narc. Well, how about poopy nurses? We got some poopy nurses down the block. They falsely label U.S., the people that like little children's, drug addicts or dealers, just the most horrific lies so that the community sides with these animals. They falsely label us these things so that the community sides with these animals. These cowardice cops and first responders are unable to fight their own battles, so they get thugs, expatriates, or militants to do their dirty work. Physical, mental, and emotional attacks on the victim. Just imagine being in prison and they label individuals a child molester that's a delete sentence, and that's what they have done to us. That's what they've done to the people in the United States that are targeted. Or imagine being in a mental ward. No one will believe the individual who's mentally impaired. And these sick, demonic sociopaths take advantage of the innocent. Gang stalkers and any government-paid employee should be held accountable, tried, hung, lit on fire outside local courthouses to deter anyone from doing this ever again to another human being. The harassment and directed energy weapons, microwave weapon attacks, are absolutely evil. And that's what these animals deserve. And I don't like to use calling them animals, because animals are innocent creatures. I would rather call them what they are. They're predators. They're psychopaths. They're envious, jealous, sheeple people, losers. They can't create for themselves. They need to steal from other people. Steal their destiny. Steal their life path. Steal their objects, their belongings, their property. Vandalize things. Because they're so envious and jealous. They want what you have. They can't create it for themselves. That is exactly what they will endure in hell for all of eternity, he says. He goes on to say, targeted survivors, individuals, we need to come together and live off-grid in independent communities to survive this new world order. You own nothing and like it, Antichrist kingdom. The sellouts of Satan are literally creating hell on earth and depopulating the righteous because they believe you are either serving Satan and sell your soul like the trash that they are, or you're the enemy. No other religion, middle class, or independent thinker they want in this sick new world order, only slaves to Satan and the Antichrist. We are only alive by the grace of Jesus Christ. But this time is quickly coming to an end. We are seeing the church being removed from the world more and more every day in the light of Jesus Christ. He goes on to give this little brief testimony here. He says, I spoke out against the corrupt Paulding County, Georgia, GA, Sheriff's Department, HOA, to include POS ex-Sheriff Gary Gulledge, Gulledge, Chief Foy, Officer Tymkew, Tymkew, Anyara and Ronald Onley, KC Lumet, Broadwater, Don Marks, Crystal Went, Taylor George Avalos, Hernandez, and Anthony Mann, Billy Bevins, to name a few. I'm sorry if I got the pronunciations of these names incorrectly. Prayers and blessings to all targeted individuals worldwide. I know your pain, and so does our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Our harassers will reap what they have sown here on earth in hell. Then they will be crying out for mercy and receive none. Let them laugh now, chuckles, gang stalkers, sellouts to Lucifer. You'll be crying and screaming in the afterlife for all of eternity. Well, thank you, Joe. Thank you for that information. This is a testimony and a confirmation about what's been doing to vandalize my grass. And yes, and also, just as an FYI, glyphosate has a bit of a pinkish hue to it. It depends on the light, it depends on the angle and stuff. But that's what I've noticed, because it looks different on different types of grass, and I have different types of grass. Like, my little inner field has different grass than in front of my house. Like, in front of my house, I've got like softer, thinner grass and clover. And then in the fields, the grass is like a little thicker, a little wirier. I've noticed that the color of whatever poisons they're spraying on it or spreading with a drone. And I did see a drone over my property tonight. I guess it was around 10:30 p.m. Around 10:30 p.m. So thank you for that information. If anybody has any comments, leave them down below. I hope everybody's doing well. Oh, and I just wanted to say that I was going to go and shower and get ready for bed and all of that, and then they let loose a dog on my property. Yeah, they did. A barking, yapping dog at literally, it was like 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning. You hear it running around, barking, barking, barking. And then, of course, when they saw that, I was going to go out, I turned the lights on outside. The dog stopped barking and disappeared, likely called back by its handler. That's what's happening here in Jackson County, Kentucky. So anyway, I hope everybody's doing well. Leave a comment down below. And thank you, everybody who was in the live chat. It lasted for 2 hours, from 10 to noon. And what I noticed is it may have been what we were discussing at certain points, what I was reading. Because usually the live chats don't take so long to process. And this live chat was only 2 hours. And most of the time they last up to 3 hours. So it took 9 hours. 9 hours to monetize, go through the screening process, and for the live chat to repopulate. So if you saw the video first thing this morning and looked for the live chat, it wasn't there yet because YouTube was still processing the video. So anyway, leave a comment down below. Thank you, everybody, for subscribing. Welcome newcomers. And I will talk to you soon.